The film starts 8 p.m. At. My birthday is June. In. Our flight is Sunday. On. Hey, my name's Chris and welcome to Instant English. I know how much you hate prepositions, especially these three. So in this video, I'm going to teach you the differences between in, at, and on for time. And stay around until the end of the video because there will be a preposition test for you to practice what you've learned in this video. Before we get into the video, I want to thank our friends and sponsor for this video, Lingoda. In particular, I want to tell you how you can take daily English lessons and earn 100% of your money back when you take part in the Lingoda Language Sprint Challenge. Lingoda is an online language school. You take classes via Zoom with qualified native level speaking teachers. Class sizes are small with a maximum of 5 students per class, and all of the learning materials are provided. The best part is that lessons take place 24/7, so you can book your classes whenever suits your schedule best. On top of that, Lingoda is Cambridge certified. Now going back to the language sprints, there are 2 that you can choose from. If you are really motivated, the Super Sprint is a great challenge. You take 30 classes per month for 2 months, and if you attend all the classes, Lingoda will give all your money back. That's 100% of your class fees refunded. This option is perfect if you want an intense challenge to advance your English to the next level quicker. However, if that seems a bit much, you can choose to do the regular sprint. 15 classes per month for 2 months, and again, if you go to all the classes, you'll get 50% cash back. This challenge is equally good at helping you make language learning a daily habit and improving your confidence speaking. So are you up for the challenge? You can register right now for the language sprint. I'll put the link in the description below. Now let's look at some rules for in, at, and on for time. When we use in, on, and at for time, we move from general to more specific. In is the most general, on is fairly general, and at is specific. Let's start with the most general, in. So we use in with parts of the day. For example, I make a fresh cup of coffee in the morning. I couldn't live without coffee. I swear it's the best thing on the planet. Other examples with parts of the day, in the afternoon, in the evening. You could even add an S on there to make it plural. For example, in the mornings, I go for a run. So basically, every morning, I go for a run. We use in with years, as in individual years. I was born in 1991. Or groups of years like decades and centuries. I was born in the 90s. Big Ben was built in the 19th century. We use in with seasons, like in autumn or in the winter. For example, I will go to Spain in the summer. We also use in to talk about months and weeks. In March, in June, in a couple of weeks, in 2 weeks' time. They all use in. In a few weeks, it will be Christmas. Hopefully, I'll get another pair of funky socks. Finally, for in and time, we use in with general time references like in the past, in the present, and in the future. Now let's move on to the next one, on. We use on with dates. On the 25th of October 2014, I moved to Japan. That was my first teaching job. It was an amazing experience. I was there for about 3 years, although it feels like ages ago now, 2014, wow. We use on to talk about holidays with the word day or other specific days. On Christmas Day, on New Year's Day, on my birthday, on a bank holiday. A bank holiday, if you're wondering, is a day off for the whole country, for the whole of the UK. Apart from some people who work in hotels or restaurants, but other people who work in offices or banks get the day off. They don't have to work. We use on with a singular day of the week and refer to one occasion. On Monday, on Friday. I've got to go to London on Friday. I'm very excited actually because I'll be able to pop down the pub with my mate James and have a couple of beers. Just a couple. As you remember from before, we say in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. But if you add a day, we would use on, like, on Saturday morning, I might be a little bit hungover. Now, one thing my students always ask me, is it on time or is it in time? Well, both are correct. They just mean slightly different things. On time means at the arranged time or the correct time. For example, the train arrived on time. In other words, the train came when it was supposed to arrive. Whereas in time means before it's too late. So it's used in a situation when we are not going to be on time. However, we still may be there in time. For example, I thought I was going to miss my flight, but I got there in time. So I got the flight just before they closed the gates. Let's move on to the last one for time, at. We use at with particular points on the clock. I'll see you at 5 o'clock on the dot. I always have to tell my Spanish friend Rafa on the dot because it means to be there precisely at that time. Not 5:15, not 5:30, 5 o'clock on the dot. Don't be late this time, Rafa. We use at with particular points in the day. My flight took off at midday. Sorry, all my examples today are about flying, aeroplanes and airports. I'm just excited to go to London, I suppose. Other examples with at and points of the day are at midnight, at lunchtime, at dinner time, at night. Be careful with this one. A lot of people, my students in particular, make mistakes with this one. It's not in night, it's at night. We use at with other specific points, like at the moment, right now, at the beginning of this class, or what are you doing at the weekend? You may hear some people say, what are you doing on the weekend? This is US English. Remember, at the weekend is British English. But both are correct. You could use either one. It depends where you've learned English or which you prefer. And finally, we use at to talk about holidays without the word day. At Christmas, at Easter. For example, at Christmas, I like to watch Harry Potter films. So it's at Christmas to talk about the holiday period and on Christmas Day to talk about the specific day. Alright, so those are all the rules for in, on, and at. I know what it's time for, a quiz. Are you ready? Let's go. I saw her, Christmas. At. I saw her, Christmas Day. On. It happened, 2001. In. We get up early, the morning. In. Did you go out, night? At. I was born, the 19th of June. On. So that's everything for this video. Don't worry, if you want to keep practicing your English, check out one of these two videos. Go, click them now, click, go. If you like this video, smash the like button and I'll see you next time.